Good morning, everybody. So, for this week's discussion, I chose Deborah Sampson. So, just to give some background on her, Deborah Sampson was born on December 17th, 1760, in Massachusetts. Sampson's mother was the great granddaughter of William Bradford, who was the second governor of the Plymouth colony. Her ancestors also included multiple passengers on board the Mayflower. Deborah, as a child, was bounced around from family to family as a result of her father's death, and her mother could not take care of all of the children. So she ends up being indentured until the age of 18. After her indenture, she decided that she wanted to travel and see the world. Um, and she ended up disguising herself as a man to fight in the Continental Army. So she fought under the name of Robert Shirtliff, which was the name of her deceased brother. She fought in the Light Infantry Company of the 4th Massachusetts Regiment and was injured in New York in 1782. She was hit in the thigh and sustained an injury to her forehead. She did not want anyone to find out that she was really a woman, so she allowed the doctor to treat her forehead but not her leg. So she snuck away from the field hospital and removed the bullet from her leg with a knife and a sewing needle. Her identity eventually was revealed in the summer of 1783 when she became very sick while in Philadelphia. However, the doctor that was treating her did not tell her secret. After the war, she was given an honorable discharge from the Army. She later married and had 3 children. She gave lectures about her service to earn money, and she later died in April of 1827. There is a monument in her honor outside the public library in Sharon, Massachusetts. I found a quote that was given about her. A lot of the soldiers referred to her as our blooming soldier because she had no facial hair and she didn't have a beard. I also thought it was kind of interesting because when I was looking for records of why she actually joined the army, it said that she began traveling as a man earlier in life prior to joining the Continental Army because she wanted to travel and see what was around her. After her indenture, she needed a way to make money, and this was a way for her to do that. She actually had several trial runs as a man where she would dress up and try to fool people around her to see if they would believe that she was actually guy. And she would do this. She even was able to fool her mother a couple of times and see, that they would not recognize her. The first time that she tried to enlist, she tried it under the name of Timothy Thayer. That first attempt at enlistment, she was found out because of the way that she held her pen. Someone noticed the way that she was signing her name, and she was found out. So she had to actually leave that city and go enlist in Boston. It was in 1782. There were also some conflicting accounts, um, like we see with these other females and some of the men in the American Revolution. She claimed that she had fought at the battle at Yorktown. However, there were diaries discovered in 2019 that conflicted that account. So when I was thinking about the questions posed for this week's discussion, I do think it's important to have a female hero of the American Revolution. But after watching the videos from this week, I thought it was really interesting that most of the students polled responded Betsy Ross as the most influential woman from the revolution. So it kind of does make you question if the person that America latched onto was what was important or the story itself. So I think it is more so the story. We also know a lot of these stories did not happen exactly as history would have us believe. Think about Paul Revere and his Midnight Ride, or even George Washington and his crossing of the Delaware. So I think it's more of the story and the patriotism behind it and the time where people really needed these stories of heroes and heroines. So that is the story on Deborah Sampson, and Hope you guys enjoyed.